Janice, right? If you lose weight, the company's just not going to take your word for it, right? So you got to shoot a video that's sent to the company. It doesn't go on Facebook or anything like that. You just step on a scale. I'm starting my challenge, you know what I mean? And my goal is to drop 10 pounds. They have your starting weight. You go lose your 10 pounds, right? You step on the scale again to show that you've lost 10 pounds. You send that to the company. You can actually download an app. It's called Challenge Mode. So you shoot it, download the video to your phone, go straight to buy salads, right there. Okay, lose 10 pounds. Boom. When you do that, bag of shake mix gets donated. When you choose your shirt size, they ask you, where do you want your bag donated to? You choose where you want it sent to, okay? You're going to get the shirt, and you're going to get 10 shots at $1,000. Every Monday, we choose 10 names, 5 males, 5 females. If they choose your name, you get $1,000. Kind of cool, right? Now, let's say you have more than 10 pounds to lose. After you lose the 10 pounds, what do you do, Richland? You get right back on the scale, shoot, start over the process, and you do that until you're happy where you are, right? You may not want to lose any weight. Your goal is to build 10 pounds of lean muscle, right? Is it easier to lose 10 pounds or build 10 pounds? Build. But after you build 10 pounds, who looks better? The person who built 10 pounds or the person who lost 10 pounds, right? The person who built it. You understand what I mean? So it's harder. It's harder to put on. It took Pat almost 3 months to build 10 pounds.
It's easier to lose.
Right. It's easier to lose, but that's also because Pat and Trez and what's your name? Delano had been doing stuff prior to the challenge that I wasn't doing, right? They were exercising and working out. I was eating at Popeyes. So I needed to lose weight. They came in to build lean muscle. That's the challenge part, okay? Guys, that's how you make the money. You make the money off of transformations. Because when Richland had that win and all her friends saw the win, it was a very easy it wasn't the financial win. It was losing 11 pounds in 3 weeks. Everyone was asking her, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Because think about this. Let's say I have a sweet 550 I with the M Sport package sitting right out there. It's a beautiful car, right? You mash on that thing, you'll get yourself in trouble. Now, let's say I go to work, okay? Well, or when I had a job, I go to work. And they see my car on Monday. Everyone's gonna be like, man, that's a nice car. But on Tuesday, they're gonna be talking about the car anymore. No. But when you have a physical transformation, and they're like, man, you're looking good. You can compliment someone every day about their physical appearance. Does that make sense? That's what drives this thing right there, is the challenge. Don't think it's the cars or making money. It's the challenge, because are most people interested in working out at a gym or owning a gym? Working out. It's the same thing here. Most people are going to join as customers. Are customers good for business? Yes. Great. And if you get 3 of them, you don't have to pay for the product anymore. So that's the challenge side. Okay. How do you get people to see the challenge? Now, we only do 3 things. We challenge people, we make a shake, we press play on a DVD, right? We challenge them, that's how they get here. We make a shake so they can sample it, and we press play on a DVD. I'm assuming that all the guests here already know how to make a shake, use their blender, right? And you know how to use the DVD player. If you don't, ask your kid, and he'll show you how to use it, right? But you already know how to use it. So what's the most important part then?
Transformation.
No, before the most important part, getting people to, right, what's the most important part? Challenging. That's the part that you have to master. You've got to get good at having a conversation that makes someone want to get information. I personally do not think that if you go out and start talking about a business opportunity, I think you're going to make people what?
Push away.
Run away. If you start talking about products, you're going to sound like a what?
Salesman.
Salesperson. But 35 months ago, if I'd known Janice, right? If I'd known Janice, the conversation I would have had with you is, Janice, a buddy of mine named Kevin just challenged me to take this Project 10 challenge. I accepted, and now I'm challenging you. Do you accept my challenge? Right. Yes, or what's the challenge? So now I have an invitation to give her some information. Does that make sense? From the information, when she looks and she's like, oh man, drop a couple pounds, help kids. How does it work? What do you think the next step after that is? Get her to a party. At the party, sample information. Do you see how simple that is? Right? It's not easy, it's simple. The reason it's not easy is because you've got to learn that conversation until it's conversational. right? I'll tell a quick story. I met Fred at the house, right? And we had Fred at the house, and we had a quick conversation, and talked to him about the challenge. And he was like, "Man, I'm really interested in this." Time went away, right? And I said, "Let's at least stay in touch." Someone else said something to him about the challenge later on, and tell him what you said to the
About
person.
3 months went by after I talked to him the first time, and I met multiple people along the way that were doing the challenge, or using the product or selling it. Another lady tried to get me to sign up, and I was like, I can't do that. I got the person that introduced me to it at the beginning. So, I went back and found Jefferson and got his information and went from there.
And so I say that to say, guys, was I selling it to you?
Not at all.
Did I push it on you?
Not even a little bit.
It was just a conversation, right? That's all you got to have. But here's the thing. I have that conversation with everybody. Does that make sense? I didn't just have it with Fred. I have it with everyone. And you know what? You're already having conversations with a lot of people anyways. It could be about the World Cup. It could be about Housewives of Atlanta, whatever it is. I would encourage you just to challenge people to take the Project 10 challenge with you. They're going to ask you what it is. Get them to some information. Okay? I'm done. Give me 2 minutes. It takes 7 hours, guys. 7 hours of focused effort. This is what I was talking with Janice about. 7 hours of focused effort to change your life. Here's the problem that most people make in this, is they do it in their spare time and not part-time. And what I mean by spare time is when you do something in your spare time, you do it after when you got nothing else to do. Like we don't, I'm gonna clean the baseboards in my house. I mean, you gotta have nothing to do something like that, right? But when it's part-time, what is part-time? Think about it. If you had a part-time job, is it scheduled or do you just show up? Right. There you go. You go at that designated time. Now you're a teacher, Janice, right?
Yes.
But if you had a part-time job, are you teaching at your part-time job?
No.
Right. You're just working your part-time job, whatever that is. If you have that mindset with this, guys, this is how simple it is. So when I got started, I owned my own business. It was 100% travel. What I did was I looked at my calendar and I said, okay, where can I find 7 hours? Well, I had to drive to Birmingham. I said, all right, that's a 2-hour drive. I'm going to take 30 minutes right here and just make calls challenging people, right? On the way back, I got 30 minutes. So I scheduled it just like that to where I literally was challenging people for about 2 hours on different days. This is in the first week that I got started. 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 40 minutes there, whatever it was. I wasn't doing anything else in that time frame except what? Challenging people. I took 2 days after that where I scheduled follow-ups. So the call would have been, Janice, did you get a chance to look at the information? What'd you like best? Whatever she liked best. I'm having some friends over Sunday. You've got to come over. We're having a challenge party. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can see the whole program. I took 2 hours of doing that. All the people that I challenged, I took 2 hours to get them to my challenge party. At my challenge party, start to finish, it was about 2 hours. I had 30 people at my party because I called 80 people in 2 days. I wasn't calling them to get them to sign up then, right? I was calling them to get them to ask me what? What's the challenge? I got them to some information. Here's what I realized about that. If I can get Janice to look at information before she comes to the party, don't I have a very good chance of getting her to join at least as a customer? But if I just invite her to the party and she's not really sure what it's about, what's likely is she going to say? Because
Sounds like you want me to sell something.
and I got to think about it because I don't really have any information about it. So, guys, that's what I did in 7 hours. Made about $1,000 in that first week. And I remember thinking, I had 4 people join as promoters, and I said, guys, you just got to do what I did. And that's how we went regional director 3.5 weeks later. It just duplicated. Does that make sense? That is what I know works. If you change that, I'm not saying you can't have success, all right? There's a lot of ways to make Kool-Aid, right? I'm not saying you can't have success, but the key isn't just how many people you can bring in. It's duplicating over and over and over and over so that you don't always have to be there. There's so many of these going on right now through our team because everyone knows how to challenge, make a shake, press play on a DVD. So that's how busy people can do it. Here's my last point. Janice signs up the 3 of us. Okay? School teacher, busy, has obligations with her family, but now she gets to get paid leverage off of everything that we do. Does that make sense? So if you follow a system from the beginning, then we're probably going to follow that same system. Does that make sense? And that's how it continues to duplicate over and over and over and over and over again of people joining, having transformations, some being promoters, challenging people. And now when you add on to that summertime vibe, right, when you challenge Diana, and Diana's just a customer. And normally a customer isn't going to say anything to anyone. Normally they don't. They're just going to have their own transformation. But now it's, hey, Diana, if you have a party and 1 to 7 people show up, you're going to get a $50 credit. 8 or more show up, you're going to get a $100 credit. No matter how she joins. So she joins, let's say on a shape kit. And she invites her girlfriends over and or her friends, and 4 of them join. And now someone who knows a little bit more than you is explaining, hey, if you guys have a party, you're going to get a $50 credit. Do you know how many people are going to have parties just because, you understand what I mean? And now you got all these people that are joining, and once they start having transformation, you can't stop it. We own social media. Own it. Own it. We have more transformations on social media than any other platform. Richland, when she lost 10 pounds or 11 pounds and got this check, she is part of the company's marketing for the Project 10 Challenge. Like she literally is like part of the marketing for the whole entire company. It's so funny. She's standing there holding her check just like this, and there's like a shareable made of Richland. Isn't that kind of cool? It's like I see people, and I'm like, oh my God, I challenged her. They have no idea who Richland is. You know what I'm saying? So guys, this is fun. You got to make it fun. You got to challenge everybody. Challenge your face off. The people that are winning are the ones that are talking. This is, you don't want to be a silent assassin in this. Everyone should know what you're doing. You don't need to be as great as Pat. You don't need a car, right? You just need to challenge people. But what you want to do is you want to use Pat. You want to use your support team to help you be successful. Richland when she got started, she put everyone on the phone with me. I just told Richland, you need to lose weight. You need to lose weight and put them on the phone with me. Right? So she did 2 shakes a day. She put people on the phone with me. We had a challenge party. Does that make sense right there? That's all we have to do, guys. You just got to do it a lot if you want to make a lot of money. If you want to make a little bit of money, do it a little bit. But I will tell you, if you're looking for something, I'm not saying you're looking for this business, but if you're looking for something, this works. And we got your back. This is all I do. This is all Pat, this is mostly what Pat does now, and we're going to get it done. We're going to put so many people on this program and change so many people's lives. You can cancel Christmas on that. Like what we've done so far is nothing compared to what's going to happen. And I was telling the guys back there, you will see that firsthand in 2 Saturdays. You will walk into that event and you're going to be, I am so glad I got uncomfortable and got 5, 6, 7, 10 people there with me. Or you're going to say, oh my God, why don't I have 5, 6, 7, 10 people here with me? Because the hard work was getting Pat and Trez and Will and who else went? Angel. The hard part was getting them to Louisville. Once I got them to Louisville, I hardly saw them. But when I talked to them at the end of it, they were so fired up. They were like, man, we ran home from Louisville. We just left the car and ran home. And Trez on the way home got promoted to Rising Star. That's how excited he was. He went to Louisville as an just brand new associate, and after 2 days, he came back and on the ride home hit Rising Star. So I'm telling you guys, I'm on a mission to get everybody there because it will change your life. It will change your life. All right? So, does that help? Okay. Get it done, guys. Y'all know how to talk to people.